All right. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Sending good vibes. Okay, so this is something before I go get my girls to school. You just keep ministering to me this that he's like, Angie, tell them not to forget. Okay, so this is related what I talk about those who pass in the test. So this could be like a part two. Okay, of that. So he said not to forget that he's not asking you guys to, like, it's not a complete, like, he's not that, like, I don't know, he just kept showing me like the Last Supper or something, like he had wine. So he's like, it's just not that it's that, like, it's like, it's not good to drink alcohol and all that stuff, but it's not to abuse the situation. Like, just when it becomes an addiction, it becomes something like you can't live without, like, that's what he's saying, like, it's not good. Okay. So when you can have a glass of wine in a weekend or something, or in a gathering, a party or something like that, all Christian and all everybody who don't drink alcohol, except I think it's Muslims that don't drink alcohol. I know that because they don't need to. They have their tea, That's nice. But it's not necessary, like he's saying, like it's not something like you have to completely cut it off, cut turkey, Like some of you would take you time to do so. So that's what he's saying, like it's okay. You're going to have some regression and stuff like that. Others of you, those who smoke just for medicinal purposes, like could be for cancer, leukemia. Like I know that when I was going through remission, or before going to remission, I smoke weed. So it will help me eat. It will help me. But then yes, I became addicted to it. I became like completely dependent on it. And that's what he's saying. Like those addiction things, you become dependent on it. Another thing he's saying about pornography, that shit, he said, it's just that you need to cut it off. Okay? Like I'm telling you, whenever you're watching, it's not what you're watching, okay? And there's other entities around you because your vibration goes lower to the point where your soul like literally leaves you, and there's just an empty vessel when you're watching. So same thing with masturbation, okay? He's saying those are the things that, like, you, just because you can't see it in the physical, it does not mean that it doesn't happen in the spiritual, and it's intense, okay? Like it's an intense, man. Those who have the gift of sight, you know what I'm saying. Like you guys don't do that shit, right? So now people are gonna look at you crazy. They're gonna think like there's something wrong with you. I mean, it's just sad that these people have a sickness, and you're telling them how to heal themselves, how to work on this, and they look at you like you're crazy. It's sad, But this is for your highest good. For those of you who feel some type of way, well, I don't know what to tell you, but a lot of people are being tested right now, and that's how you you need to pass it. You need to have self-control, and I feel like it's not just in terms of it's everything, anything that that you're too addicted. Like so, a lot of you, some of you, like when you go into the twin flame journey, right? When you start, it's like a complete addiction with tarot reading, right? That's an addiction. It is. I know. Sorry, I don't want to be there. That's what it is. It has to be balanced. Everything has to be done in balance. When it's in balance, you feel some type of way. Your vibration goes down. Money goes down. Things go down. It's not consistent, right? It's just unstable. It creates an instability. And this is something that God is saying. Like, you want to maintain a stability. Well, these are the things that you need to, sacrifice and stop doing so much. Not saying you have to cut it off all completely, but start somewhere, right? Sex addiction, you know what's up. A lot of you, you're addicted to succubus and incubus, Jezebel, and that's not good. That's hard to get delivered from, So yeah, that's basically it. It's being aware of your toxic behavior, things that you know that it's just not good for you, for your vessel, for your body. Also junk food. I know, there needs to be a balance, right? It's just the same way that we treat our planet is the same way that we treat ourselves, man. It's crazy. And those things are no good. They're toxic, So, like, what he's saying is that everything in moderation, like, you don't have to, like, if you're gonna drink at a party or something like that, like, You don't need to get super drunk and wasted to the point that you're so intoxicated that you forget what you did the next day. And for some of you, there's a reason for that. Are you ready to hear it? You might not like it. I would suggest those who, and it comes from experience, okay? And it comes from the Most High that has warned me about this. This is why I stopped alcohol. Not only I did the 21 Daniel fasting to really, but during the 21-day fasting, when I was actually able to hear him, he revealed this to me. A lot of you also suffer from the spirit of masturbation, right? The lust spirit. A lot of us have to get delivered from that one. You're not alone. But it gets triggered and it starts when you drink or smoke. And cigarettes as well, FYI. So, when we say that God is proud of those people who pass the test, it's because they have been in places where they're tempted. They know, it's not that they're saying like, oh, it's a sin to do it. No, they know that they could do it. It's so easy to do it, right? They could be in situations that it's so easy to do it. And they have done it, but they have the self-control to say, you know what? I'm not going to drink anymore because I don't want to be intoxicated. I don't want to be too drunk. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to smoke because I don't want to be too high. Do you see the difference? Others, they just want to do it just for the clout, just so that they could be cool, just so that everybody could be approved of them for validation, right? They need the validation from other people, so they need to be acting cool. And then this is where the trouble starts. This is where the people also like, oh, you know, they bring all the hoes, right? But all those hoes are actually multiple demons, temptress, right? This is why the dating pool is so diminished now. It's dirty. It's dusty. It's corrupt. And it was intentional. The enemy wanted to make it that way. That was the intention. It was on purpose. Doesn't want anybody in union. They want everybody toxic. Everybody in karmic situations so he can continue controlling you and manipulating you, sucking you dry, sucking your energy. That's why we keep telling you, protect your energy, protect your heart, protect your peace. It's for real. Because when you don't do it, somebody else does it for you. Oh yeah. And they're just waiting for you to fuck up, for you to go back into your sinful ways. A lot of you is going to feel uncomfortable, you know, when you're at peace. You detach from, like it's going to feel strange, you know, you're no longer, I don't know, running from your past or trying to numb something because you're healing or you heal a certain part of yourself, a certain piece that was broken. So that's why I'm saying those who pass the test, they have been able to put the pieces together. They have realized why they use those substances, those toxic behavior, those habits. They have put it together. They have figured it out. And I'm not saying that those people took them like, oh, just a couple days or a couple months. No. That's why I say lifetimes. These are people that were persecuted by oppressors. A lot of hateful, envious people. Because they hate it, because that too, your light just shines when you're no longer attached or in bondage. When the devil cannot use you anymore. When you're not attached to that. To any corrupt anything. You're not a liar. You're honest. You're authentic. You say it like it is. You have strong boundaries, right? You make sure that the way that, you know, it's like respect. It's like you induce respect, and you respect and you respect others. Trust as well. It doesn't come by very easily. So you become a rare, you know, very expensive commodity. My God, if you guys knew how valuable you guys are when you're in your power. When you have self-control, when you create boundaries, when you don't let nothing, no toxic energy in your body. When you're in your purpose, when you're following God, when you're building a relationship with God. That's why these people pass the test. Don't think for a second that those who are following God and all, they don't make mistakes. Like, look at the prophets. They all, are you kidding me? They weren't prophets. They're like, okay, yeah, no. They were fucked up people. They did fucked up shit. They were in a fucked up situation. Okay, but they, instead of being the victim, they decided, no, I'm going to be better. I'm going to show not only myself, but God that I can do this, that I can be better. And that's why they passed the test. And that was just a test of many. That was just like he was saying, like, yeah, that was just a test of many. Because we get tested all the time. In different ways, in different days, and different. But that specific generation that he's talking about, that video is going to resonate, or this one, they passed the test. They were able to overcome, have self-control. It's not as easy as it sounds. Self-discipline takes time. It's a progress. It's a process. Healing is a process, but you have to start somewhere. These people also have decided to dedicate themselves to commit to that, to healing, to being better, to bettering themselves, to work on themselves, to work on their mind. Emotional intelligence takes work, especially for those who didn't grow up with good role models to teach you what that means, what it means to be emotionally intelligent. Emotional intelligence also comes with empathy, being kind and compassionate as well, and understanding. That also is a process that not everybody is able to pass with flying colors. Like, we all fall and then we get back up again. But the greatest thing is to have our best friend who never leaves us astray, who never abandoned us, who's right there, gave us encouragement, inspiring us. Okay, you can do this. Get back up. And there we go again. So a lot of you, I'm giving you all the gist. But I know for a fact, as someone who's been through that, because I couldn't be talking about this if I didn't go through it myself. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't experience it myself, if I didn't have to work on that myself. Because then that would make me look like an hypocrite, right? Why would you talk about something or say something that you have no idea about? Others of you, there's other things that I've never experienced that when he let me know about that, I was like, oh, damn, I don't know how can I give advice about that because I've never experienced that. But I'm sure a lot of you have other idols, not idols, other people that, and yeah, don't idolize people. Don't idolize me, okay? I'm just a messenger, okay? And yeah. But I'm sure you have other people that have gone through similar situations as you, and you relate, right? It's a soul connection there. It's like you relate to certain things, So those are the people that you should, learn from and get inspired and do better, right? So all I know is that he keeps saying that everything in moderation. Okay, like, don't abuse. Just like the system abuses people and stuff like that, don't be like the system. Don't abuse. Don't abuse your body. That's it. Keep the spiritual hygiene. That's what it is when you are someone who decides to be in abstinence, right? You know that as is a spiritual hygiene where you're not like leaking your energy with multiple people. That's the one that is like the worst curse. And that's the one that the enemy really doesn't want you guys. That's why it keep you stuck in pornography. That's why it keep you stuck in masturbation and, oh yeah, sex magic, all that shit. That's fucking scam. It's a scam, yo. And when someone's telling you that is a demonic spirit that someone is talking. They're talking to your familiar, which is your familiar spirit, the familiar demonic spirit that most of us have to fight for. Fight for or fight with. Not fight for. I'm not fighting for that shit. I want it out. But a lot of you, you'll know when you feel some type of way, especially when people advise you certain things that it's wrong. It's wrong. You just feel it. Or your intuition, that's the two too. Like, your intuition is your best friend. You'll know when What I'm saying to you, it's like it feels right. It feels peaceful and it feels right, right? And then all of a sudden the ego comes in like, oh no, she doesn't know what you're talking about. Remember, demonic spirits operate in your ego. This is why we kill the ego. And a lot of you are like, oh, but we need the ego. Yeah, sometimes we need it, but if not gonna kill it, then keep it in control. Keep it in bondage. Just like the devil wants to keep you in bondage, you need to keep your ego in bondage. Because when you let your ego control you, that really fucking sucks. And stay humble. Be okay with things that happen, as I'm telling you. If you don't know how to be humble, trust me, God will humble you to the point that you will learn. I'm telling you. And be okay with change. Make that your confirmation. A lot of people, I know, you don't want to change. You see something wrong with changing a behavior or habit. No, man, that is a good thing. And those who don't like it, they don't like your change, they don't like you doing better. And it's not a competition too, or comparison. Let that go. That's colonial. You know what I'm saying? And if someone doesn't like it, doesn't like that you put boundaries, doesn't like that you don't want to fucking be drinking or having sex with multiple people and stuff like that, like you're like, I'm just not down with that shit. And then they give you like, they try to treat you some type of way, give you the silent treatment and blah, 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 or this fucking bullshit ghost you or, trying to like manipulate, right? And you're like, cut that off. Thank you. Make that your confirmation. Cut that shit off. They're not your friend. They're not your family. They're not nothing for you. Anybody who treats you, who thinks that controlling, manipulate you and to do things toxic and keeps you in an addiction, karmic loop, they're not your people. They're not. And trust me, you will find a lot of those. A lot. When you go to this journey, when you go to this healing, look at Jesus' story. Nobody really liked him, really. Now they love him, right? But when he was telling people how to heal, when he was telling them to stop, when he was showing, like, it was, yeah, that was his journey. But he died for us because he loves us so much. He knew, he could foresee. I mean, he's God, hello. He could see, like, no, this and this needs to be, I need to sacrifice. Yeah, I need to do that. But that doesn't mean, like, that's what he did it for us. So we don't have to do it. So be grateful. Be grateful that you go through this healing. A lot of you, when you pass that, be grateful. And then pass it down to other people. You learn that lesson? Beautiful. Now go inspire others. Tell them your story. Tell them how you overcame this addiction. How you were able to break from narcissists. There's a lot of people stuck with this fucking Jezebels and disgusting people. This world's full of them. But there's more love. Much higher than that. Because whenever there's the dark, the light always comes and shines the light on it. And then there's no darkness. That's what you're here for. Those who pass the test, that's your responsibility. You're here to not only, now you got out of the darkness, you got out of the hermit mode, you went into the hermit energy, wilderness, introspection, went within. And now, with faith, with trust, and believing in God, and trusting that He got you, don't think for a second that you're not gonna have enemies or people hating you and stuff like that. It's just get ready for that. That's what He builds that from within yourself. That resilience, that strength, He builds it from within yourself. So when you come out, you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck what people think. You don't care. You got God. God says it's okay. Then it's okay. Who cares what other people think? Your intuition says, that's it. That's the one. You need to follow that. He tells you to cut this friend, cut this ex, cut this mother. Cut it off. I'm telling you. It's for your own good. Don't be stubborn. That's the ego. A lot of y'all, that's part of the wilderness that we go through. It's hard. Some of us, I think our ego just starts from like childhood. I think it starts because a lot of us, when we go through a lot of traumatic experiences and stuff like that, our ego death starts. But it's not completely solidified until we go into situations where we take our power back, we remove ourselves from toxic situations, like we start being ourselves again. Again, the pieces that were broken, that People thought that we were damaged, that we couldn't accomplish it, that we're a low life, or they weren't good enough, or blah blah blah. And then we finally like caught all those nasty thoughts from other people projecting to us from the things that they didn't want to do or they didn't want to accomplish. But now, because they see you, or they know, they can feel it. They can feel it. They know that you're going to break those cycles, that you're not going to be just like them. Yeah, they're going to try. They're going to try to pin you down. They're going to try to make you stop. Don't do it. Don't give them a satisfaction. That means they are operating in demon time. Pray for them. Wish them well. Wish them that God heals their heart, you know. But it does not mean that when you forgive, and it does not mean reconnection, okay? That's for a lot of y'all. Others of you, it might. But only if God tells you that these people are changing. That they went through the same thing that you went through. The same healing. Some of them, so a lot more deeper than yours, okay? Because some of them did some heinous stuff. And they have to go through karma. A lot of you, that's the thing too. Those who pass the test, you decided to surrender to God. Whoever did you wrong, whoever did any type of thing, you surrendered to God. You decided like, no, I'm not gonna be like these people. You decided no. You decided not to take your vengeance. No, you said, you know what? God, you're the God of vengeance. I'm going to leave it up to you. And God was so proud of you when you did that. Because, yeah, a lot of you could have done. Oh, my God, you could have done. You could have. You had the capability. You had the resources. You have everything you can possibly can to be just like them. To be bitter. To put that in. But you decided, no, my heart is more precious than that. I value my heart, my purity more than that, my divinity more than that. I will not lower myself like these people. And that's how you pass the test as well. You have self-control on that, of not taking the matters in your own hand. A lot of they slap you in one cheek, you give it the other cheek. I know for a lot of you that's very hard to hear, but that's what it is. Some people will understand that. Others not really. But these people who I'm speaking, who pass the test, you know who you are. You are not like the people who traumatize you. You're not like those people who try to damage you, who try to break you. They may try to break you, but they didn't. Your soul is still intact. Your heart is still intact. Some of you, it got broken up a couple pieces, but you put it back the pieces together and you weren't alone doing it. Right? Glory be to God. Amen. Give the credit where it's due, right? And continue going. After you say, okay, great. A lot of you, this is going to be kind of hard to like, okay, I passed the test, okay. Yeah. Take a moment, appreciate that. I know I'm speaking for myself, like me, I was like, oh no, okay, I continue going, like I don't take the time to appreciate like accomplishment, like really small step accomplishment, but a lot of you, that's a huge test. It was huge. It's a lifetime of tests that you just passed. Many curses in one lifetime. Hello? That's big. Congrats. Take it in. Now go be good and show others how to do the same. That's it. I love you. I hope this helped. You got this. You can have your wine once in a while with your friends, okay? That's what he's saying. Like, I'm not that bored. Like, God is not like, you know what I'm saying? But he just doesn't want you to indulge too much, okay? Don't get addicted to it. And by the way, he says stop giving credit too much to the enemy. Like, stop. He didn't create those things. He didn't. Each of those things were created for specific things, but not to abuse it. Sex was created also as a form of love, but he completely distorted. And that's when God didn't want that. He didn't create the pornography though. That was this world. It's toxic as fuck. Prostitution? Nope. Everything that you know there's low vibration? Not from him though. Don't get confused. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.